Out by the barn where the stories grow, under the sun where the warm winds blow. A sanctuary where the hearts unite. Come join the love in the golden light. Love lives here where the open skies sing. Every soul finds a place to cling. Join us today, feel the warmth inside, in the Barnside Chat where the love won't hide. Whispers of care in the gentle breeze, laughter that dances among the trees. Every life matters, every heart's a flame. Together we gather, no one's the same. Love lives here where the open skies sing. Every soul finds a place to cling. Join us today, feel the warmth inside, in the Barnside Chat where the love won't hide. Love lives here where the open skies sing. Every soul finds a place to cling. Join us today, feel the warmth inside, in the Barnside Chat where the love won't hide.
Hello, friends. Hello. Welcome to Heath's Barnside Chat. My name is Derek, and we are gathered here at Happily Ever Esther Farm Sanctuary, located in Campbellville, Ontario, Canada. My gosh, it's Monday again. I cannot believe it. These weeks are just flying by. Okay, here's the comments. They're starting to load. I was worried that we had not actually gone live here. Oh, there we are. Hello to Cheryl. Hello to Helen. Hello to Deb from Virginia, and hello to Helen and Kathy and Claire and Gail. Welcome. We're gathered to be here today to go over all of the topics this week at the farm, and it's been a beautiful week at the farm. It's fall, and I love the fall season. All of the colors, the sunrises are different, the sunsets, and the moon right now is friggin' spectacular. On today's Barnside Chat, we're going to talk about their golden years depends on you. We're going to talk about an auction update. We're going to do the resident update, facilities update. We'll say hello to this man right here. This pile of perfection. Hello. Hello, my bearded friend. And then we're going to take questions from the magic rainbow bag. So here we go. The first thing is, oh, whoopsies, wrong button. So the first thing that we should do is we should check in. This past week, we had an auction going on at the farm. It was a silent auction, and then there was a live auction that was held yesterday, and all of that money was being raised for our seniors and their golden years, and we're trying to raise $35,000 by October the 15th, and that's to cover things like meds, bedding, vets, meds and bedding is primarily the high level costs that this is going to be covering. And I have an update for you. So we had an awesome show, of support online with the silent auction, and a great number of people showed up last night to play along and to bid for their favorite items. And we had some paintings that we'd never done before. We had some smooshy nose artwork that was put up for auction. So BJ made a piece, and here is him smearing the paint all around on the canvas and having a bit of grain at the same time. So we had a BJ painting. We also had an Elfie painting. He smooshed around the paint, and he ate the little seeds, and he made his design. That actually turned out really cool. April made artwork, Sammy made artwork, Obama made artwork, and then this dude, look at that. I like this one a lot. Ricky made smooshy foot artwork, and also he was pushing his face into it as well. So it's face and foot artwork from this fellow, Mr. Ricky. We raised a lot of money so far. So at the auction, and the current donation total amount that we have raised towards our for our seniors and their meds. So love that lasts a lifetime. The amount of money that we have raised so far is $11,345, and that is an awesome start. I thank you to everybody that showed up to the auction, those that donated items for the auction, and those of you that have donated towards this campaign. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts here. That's an awesome start. We have till October the 15th to make sure that we can have all of our, we got to make sure that we raise this amount by then, because there are other things that are going to come along for sure, but staying focused on this, I know that this is a great start, but we've got a long ways to go to $35,000, but we're going to do it, and we're going to do it together. So that's the weekend update on that. That's a great start. And what we're going to do next is we're going to talk about the resident updates, and then we'll do some facilities updates. So here we go on the resident updates. Here. Aha. Yes, the resident updates. The vet was here this past week, so there is a few residents to talk about. And the first resident that we're going to talk about is Mr. Diablo. Mr. Diablo was having a rough week. He wasn't himself. He was not feeling, not feeling himself, and his behaviors were off, and his level of menace was off, and so we did a couple of things to help out Diablo. The first thing we did was we increased his pain medicine to make sure that he's comfortable. And I'm happy to report that after seeing the vet and with the increased pain medicine, he's having a good day today. He's coming to the gate to say hello. He's engaging with people, engaging with George. And so that is good news for Diablo. The vet comes here as often as we need, but there is a scheduled monthly appointment, and as well there is there's a weekly call. Here is somebody that we're going to talk about next is Miss Winifred. Hi, darling. Hi, darling. Look at you're out of your stall. Your healing stall time is over. You may remember Winifred had a broken foot, and they've been on stall rest for a really rough 4.5 months is how long they've been on stall rest. So we're happy that Winifred is back outside at least. We'll take that as a win. There is some more healing time that's needed. Oh, no, that's not what I thought that was. Here it is. Here's a shot of Winifred coming down the hallway out of their stall, and we took her right to the weight stall. And there's Kevin, who's going to get a weight on her, and that's so that we can see how much being outside is going to affect her. She should get some muscle mass back. There's been some wasting that has gone on with being in a small stall for that long, and getting a good stretch out. I mean, she's only been able to turn around and take, she's been in a space where she has not been able to run or move very fast. But now she's got a small yard. You may have seen the photos already of her going out. But we let her down the hallway to a prepared stall that's right here. And Diablo and George are right here on this side. So she's got company across the hallway, but we are keeping her on her own right now. And that's because we don't want any pecking order starting to develop. She needs to be remaining as calm as she can right now during this. We are still in a healing process. We want her to get her legs back and I'm sure that she had a lot of stiffness relating to not being able to move around very much. So now that she's outside, being able to get a proper stretch in and lay out in the sun and root and all these behaviors that she was not able to do in a stall, well, she's got access to that now. So we're going to take it slow. We have Bennett Equine is coming on Wednesday to shoot some more X-rays of Winnie's foot, so we can see the progress that has happened, or we can see the calcification of the bone and how the scarring of the bone. I'll use loosely the scarring of the bone. If it's what that's going to look like for her. So she is going to probably walk a little differently for the rest of her life, and that's as a result of this injury. But we're going to do our best to see if we want to mitigate any pain. So we'll be looking for that. But we're going to compare the X-rays from 4 months ago to now and see what we can see. So, yay for Winifred being back. That was a big day. That was more fun than we had imagined. Our hearts have all been tied up with Winifred in the stall by herself for 4.5 months, and let me tell you, that's a long time. And Winnie had sad stories to tell, but she made closer human bonds, and so the next steps for Winnie will be to be outside on their own for probably a month, and then we're going to see which herd she's going to fit back in the most. Are we going to make a new herd with maybe her and Ray? Are we going to put her back with her brothers and sisters because, because that's the thing to do. Put her back with her brothers and sisters and see how she does. But if we put her back with her brothers and sisters, the hierarchy is going to be such that she is much lower, and we don't want her fighting or scrapping because we don't want her re-injuring that. So, there is risks to manage, and without being a hoverboard mother about it, trying to manage these risks and knowing that whatever decision we make, something is going to happen. She's not going to have this foot problem is going to be something that's going to be with her for the rest of her life, I'm afraid. But we're going to do the best that we can, take it day at a time. And for right now, we're happy that Winifred is outside. Okay. Oh yeah, there's her big schmooshy face outside. Finally outside. Okay, so we got Pouty in the chute this week, and the vet got a chance to look at the bottom of Pouty's feet. His back feet, his back feet were what needed the most attention, and so I got my hands dirty. Got a chance to trim Pouty's feet back to where they should be. Back to where they should be. So we pick off all the crud and all the poop, and then we cut off the overgrowth, grind it down nice and flat, take anything that's rotten or smelly and gross off. So we did that. So this is the bottom of his foot now. So pretty happy with that. It's something we wouldn't be able to do if we didn't have this equipment. The shoot and squeeze is an invaluable piece that keeps us safe and allows us to be able to do this. So when we tie off his foot, that's so that he'll keep his foot still for us. That's his back foot wrenched around backwards, like this. See? Oh no, I can't see that. But it's around backwards, and it takes about 10 minutes per foot to do, because it does take a little bit of finessing to make him as comfortable as we can, because sometimes he's fidgety, and let's face it, having that foot cocked around like that is going to cause you to want to shift around a bit. So we trimmed his feet. He's good for another probably 6 months on those feet, and we'll have Pepper and Alfie will get their hooves done shortly. It's quite a team effort to get it all done, using the equipment, using the caregivers to get the residents into the equipment, getting it all ready, and then so it's quite a rigmarole, but it's something that we have to do, and we do it for the 3 boys, and we'll be doing that twice a year is typically how much they need it, but we'll do it as often as possible, as often as needed. Obama, he got horned this week. He got shoved off, and there's a tear in his skin up underneath that back leg. So caregiver Chris is here. You can see that they've shaved down the area, they've cleaned it up, and they're using this thing called a zipper stitch. And a zipper stitch is an amazing little piece of innovation. And it has glue strips all around, and then it has zip ties in the middle. And so what you do is you put the adhesive side down over the wound, and then the zip ties, once the adhesive stuff has gotten hold, you start pulling the zip ties. I think there's 3 or 4 small zip ties on them, and you pull them each individually, little bit at a time, 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 and it closes the wound. It brings the wound together, and because it's glued on each side, and these zip ties are holding the wound shut, it's a stitch-free. Yeah, there's no sutures, so it's less invasive than freezing the area and then stitching the area. So it's called zipper stitch, and it's something that we're able to do right here on farm. Super helpful. So we'll keep you up to date on how Obama is doing. BJ Escalade were brought in the barn for their weights, and then the farrier was also here, making sure that their feet are in tip-top shape. Okay, some facilities updates. Let's see if Diablo will come in and do facilities with me. Diablo? Oh, Malcolm says, I'm here. So the facilities updates that we'll cover for this week, never a dull moment with the facilities team. I didn't know that I had a favorite dead tree. There's all these blackbirds in this tree, and recognizing where the dead trees on the property are is a safety concern. So as the leaves are falling off the trees and determining which trees are dead and which ones are good. So this tree was marked before all the leaves fell off the other trees as being a dangerous tree because our hydro line runs right through that area. So we had trimmers in. It was an expensive day for the tree trimmers, and the tree trimmers came in and they took down several dead trees. So here they are with Kevin. I believe there was 9 dead trees along the hydro line that they had to take down. And that's because, we in a windstorm, in an ice storm, and I mean, the trees are just going to fall, and we want that to be in control. So we had the tree trimmers here doing that. I could sit around and watch the tree trimmers all day, trimming stuff up, but getting that done and out of the way is important because hydro is so important, and resident safety. Of course, it could take out fence lines. We had a lot of manure maintenance. Compost maintenance has happened this week. I got to drive the tractor. We all got to drive the tractor this week. It's been a good week. And we rented a dump trailer. You can see this dump trailer takes about 5 big scoops from the tractor. And so we take the compost that is nicely, it's a nice mix now. It's what we call cooked compost. And then we take it to a specific spot on the property and we dump it, and we're going to spread it. And in some places, we're piling it up to create berms where we're going to plant wildflowers and trees on them so that it's of something of interest in these pastures. So, moving the manure, there's 6 triaxles full. That's what we estimated it out to be. So 6 big, huge dump trucks. This is the little dump truck that we got is just a few tons that it holds, but if we had a big dump truck here, they hold 25 tons, so we figured it's about 6 large dump trucks. So it's about 150 tons that I've estimated. I don't know if that's how close I can get, but about 150 tons of compost that we moved around this week to clear it up again for winter so that the area is totally clear and we can just pile it all up. Yes, there is always so much to do. All right. What other facilities updates? I think that's it for facilities. Yes, it is. Okay. So let's do the weather. It's going down to 1 degree on Wednesday night. Yikes. That's almost ice forming. Oh my gosh. I mean, today is beautiful right now. It's 26 degrees out. Tonight it's going down to 18. but 1 degree. Oh my gosh, winter is right here. So close. But then it starts to warm back up during the week. So let's hope that the trend is. I love this weather, but I don't love that one sticking there in the middle. All right. Oopsies. There it is. Diablo! Diablo! I can't blame him that he's outside. It's a beautiful day. Everybody's outside. I see goats way down at the end of the hallway. Getting some shade. Winifred! Winifred! Hello, love. Hello, love. What you doing? She says, oh, I'm perfect. And I'm just out with one of my friends, Marie. Marie, the volunteer, is here today cleaning up your yard. Oh, and here he is. Here's Trouble with a capital T. Yes. So he's looking much better. He's bright. He's alert. He's got he's got his menace, which is good to see. Whenever they're dull or standing, looking off into space, it's you can't help but have troubling thoughts about what's going on. And I mean, he's no spring chicken. He's super old. I think he's either 16 or 18 years old. I forget this, but I just know that he is an old man, aren't you? He says, yes, I am. But I'm still doing it. Still showing up. Oh, there's Abixnolly. Okay, let's see what else we've got today on the program. Oh. Let's see what else we got. All right, we got the magic rainbow. Whoops. We got the magic rainbow bag. Nana says our weather is nowadays full of surprises. Yeah, you're not wrong about that, Nana. It's up and down like a yo-yo. Okay.
What's in the bag? The magic rainbow bag. What's in the bag? The magic rainbow bag.
What's in the magic rainbow bag? All right, let's have a peek. In today's magic rainbow bag, here are the questions. Let's see if I know the answer. Oh, Diablo is 16. Thank you, Christine. I appreciate that. Sometimes the numbers all mash in my head, and I go, okay, I know I just read them all because I was trying to determine the amount of residents that we have are seniors to try to get an accurate representation of a stat of how many seniors we have. Okay, here we go. Is she by herself? And that is in relation to Winifred. Yes, and I did cover that. She is by herself, and she'll be by herself for about a month, and then we're going to figure out what the next step is, and that's because we can't expect her to fit into any sort of hierarchy right now. We don't want her to do that. We don't want her having to fight her way. Chances are that they won't fight, but there is a really good chance that she would need to fight. So we're just keeping her by herself, and we'll keep you updated on that. How did you guys determine which herd went where? So that question is in relation to when we moved as to where the different families were going to live. And it was really a game of, farm checkers. And when we created we had fence lines that we were replacing and putting in that weren't here. So, it was kind of fun, actually. We discussed it a lot about where all of the spaces were going to be and the rotation, because we need rotation. We don't want to use all of the space either. And so, yeah, it was a team effort, and we talked about it frequently. So Kevin, myself, Andrea, and then they also took pointers from their team as we were discussing it. And it was many months until we came up with a farm plan that we could follow and go, yeah, the pigs are going to go over here. The 3 different herds are here. Here's where, a single pig would go if they needed rest. So having, it was awesome. It was awesome to be able to do that, but it was definitely a team effort. And so far so good. Some of the things have worked out really well, and other things we're going, okay, well, we're going to need another area over here. But it's as long as we don't use all of the space, all of the spaces that we have, you don't put animals in all of them, because if you have animals in all of the spaces, then there's no room for what ifs. So, yes, I hope that answered your question. Is that, says, oh my gosh, I can't read that one. It's so small. I'm loving I'm loving how they get their snacks while having their hooves trimmed. Where do I sign up? Cheryl. Okay, Cheryl, you can sign up for everything over at happilyeverester.ca. You can sign up for hoof care. You can sign up for tours. You can sign up to be a volunteer. All of that's available all over there. And of course, you can sign up to be a monthly donor. We're always looking for monthly donors and people that believe in the mission and are able to support the mission. Is that asphalt or cracked earth? That was in relation to Malcolm's herd where they eat, and it's actually a concrete slab. It's this huge area that's covered in concrete, and it's amazing for their hooves. A lot of their hooves are worn down just right where they need to be, and that's because they're out there and they're constantly grinding their hooves on the concrete floor. It's awesome because we can shovel it in the winter, the sun gets at it, and it just remains this amazing space. So that is a concrete pad that's out there. Is the arena too cold for arthritic folks? So for our arthritic folks that live in the arena, I mean, perhaps there are times when it is too cold, and we will absolutely move them over to this side. This is the insulated side of this is the insulated barn that I'm in right now. The arena is not insulated. It's just, there are windbreaks. And then, of course, we provide thick bedding for them. Some of our residents, if they're cold, we'll put jackets on them. We'll provide them with heat lamps. But moving them over here to this side is one way that we can combat the cold. And yeah, a lot of the residents did really good there last year. I mean, Hercules and Mercy, 80% of their time they spent sleeping in the arena. Which, they had an opportunity. I mean, they got to decide, because the doors were open and the hallways were open, they got to decide if they wanted to sleep in the arena or if they want to choose to come to this side. So they got to choose. We left it up to them. So, but yeah, I mean, the cold, anybody that suffers from arthritis definitely knows that the heat and cold can have an effect on how you're feeling. Also, the temperature outside, like not the temperature, the humidity that's in the air, if it's really dry or if it's really damp, that can have an effect on arthritis as well. But we take it one day at a time with everybody. How many seniors are there at Heath's? So originally when I did this spec a couple weeks ago, it was coming out in... So I've got better research. We had originally said it was 45% of the residents at Heath's are senior, but it's actually closer to 60% of the residents at Heath's are in their senior years. And let me just get the actual number here for you. I wrote it down because I knew that my Civ brain would spew it out the other side. So 39 of the 64 residents are considered seniors. So hope that answers your question. That's all the questions in the Magic Rainbow Bag. If you have a question you would like answered next week, all you have to do is put it in the comment feed below, or you can email info@happilyeverester.ca. Thanks to those that submitted questions this week. Oh my gosh, we're at the end of the program. I had so much more to show you, like this photo. We were going to talk about this man. I love that photo. I love that photo. All right, we have to end it. We have to end it. I can't believe it. 30 minutes flew right by. We talked about the residents. We talked about the update on the fundraiser. We talked about our forever need for pain meds, for dry bedding, for chiropractic appointments. We need to raise $35,000 by October 15th, and that's to support our senior care. If you can head on over to the website and donate, no amount is too small. It could buy a Big Newton cookie. It could buy a big spoonful of peanut butter. It could buy a package of flatbread. It's going to buy comfort. Essentially, we're taking your donation, we're transforming it into comfort. And we need a lot of comfort. with 60% of our residents old and in their senior years. We really need your help, and we need it now. Thanks for tuning in to Barnside Chat. My name's Derek, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now, everyone.
Join us today, feel the warmth inside in the Barnside Chat.